We're going to be making a wreath on a wire. The supplies you'll need today are a 15-inch wire hoop. Greenery, I used a garland. 5 medium to large flowers, I used roses. 2 small flowers, again I used roses. And a stem of tiny filler flowers. 10 yards of rope to go around the wire. Glue, glue gun, scissors, wire cutters, and wire. Let's get busy and make this today. I think you're going to love it. Hello everyone, it's Connie here from Sweet Tea Designs. Today's tutorial is going to be a wire wreath, a wreath on a wire. I think there was a movie like that, Bird on a Wire. This is going to be a wreath on a wire. My niece wanted something that was fairly simple but elegant looking, and I'm going to try to match that for her. She has very good taste, so I want to try to make one to please her and to please you all. So I just bought this wire hoop at Michael's, and I think it was around $4.10, something like that. The first thing I'm going to do is wrap this white rope that you can buy this kind of rope just about any craft store. Probably, pretty sure Walmart carries it. And I'm just going to start out with a little bit of glue and get this started. This step might not even be necessary if you don't mind the wire showing, but the picture that she showed me did have something wrapped around it, so I'm going to do that. And this is going to be so interesting to watch me do this that I might do part of it and then stop the video and come back when I get this part finished. But this is a very pretty wreath when it's finished. The one I saw had lamb's ear, and I thought I had some, but of course I was wrong. So I didn't have any lamb's ears, so I had a garland of this, and I thought that looks, it's not as big, the leaves are not, but I thought it was very similar, and I think it'll make up very pretty. So, you know, I think I'm just going to unwind this. I hope I have enough, but I have another spool of rope if this is not enough. So it will probably take me a little bit to do this. So I may, but you see what I'm doing. Every once in a while, I think I'll just put a little drop of glue and see if that will work. I need somebody here just to come and do this, or turn this or wrap this for me, or take care of my extra rope. The other thing I did, I got these at Michael's. They had a sale the other day, and I just thought they were so pretty. She wanted a peachy or a pinky color But aren't these pretty? Got roses. I'm going to put a little bit of white. That's sort of peachy pinky. And I don't know if I'll use all of these or not. I thought that was pretty. And of course I've got, let's see. I thought these would add a nice touch. And then I just found this. I had it. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but isn't that pretty? That was all, let's see, that was a Hobby Lobby deal. And I'm sure I paid half price. This was $5.99, and I'm sure I only paid half price. Now this that I was showing you was a garland. And the garland had been $19.99 from Hobby Lobby. And I got it half price, so I only paid $10. And this is only half of the garland right here, what you're seeing. It is, so that was a very good buy. And I think that that will go a long way. So I'll probably use it in some other projects. Now, she also sent me a picture of a wreath that will be similar, that would be similar to this, only it was on a grapevine. And I want to do a tutorial on that too. But I don't know, I just thought she would like this better because she's young and she likes things are a little different. And you know, so many people are going to the simple lifestyle and simple decorating. So this, like I said, this is simple, but it is so pretty when it's done. So here's what I have so far. It's very difficult. You know that's a joke. It's not very difficult at all. But I'll be right back when I finish it. Okay guys, I'm not finished with the wrapping, but I want to show you the new trick I just discovered. If I just do this, throw it under, take the whole thing and wrap around, throw it under. That's pretty like it is, but then I did go ahead and scrunch it, pull it as tight as you want it. You can still glue it whenever you want to, but instead of going so slowly as I had been, this really works. So, just wanted to give you that little tip. It's not going to be exactly uniform. Some look a little thicker. Maybe I didn't pull it tight enough, but she didn't say it had to be perfect. But I think it's going to be beautiful. So, I just wanted to share my little trick. That is so much fun and so much easier. Ta-da! I'll be right back. Okay, that didn't take long, did it? Yeah, actually it did, because I got the roping a little tied up. So, you know that little tip I just gave you about throwing this around? Only do that about 4 or 5 times at a time. Then bring your ropes together. You might want to do a little gluing, and then you can do it again. If you do too many, the rope gets all tangled and it is a mess. So I did what I did. Right here is where I started, and so when I got to the end, I went ahead and went over this as much as I could. Excuse me. And I just, wrapped a second layer as far as I could, just to give a little stability, because this is part of where I'm going to be gluing things. So I thought maybe a little extra layer of rope would help. So I am to the end, and I will put a little glue right there. And glue this or tighten this, and that'll be the finishing touch of the wrapping. And I do use low temp glue. I've never seen anything, now I'm not saying it couldn't happen, that it hasn't held together and it doesn't burn nearly as much. I just took my finger and went over that immediately, so I haven't gotten burned as nearly as much as I used to. But I don't know if I told you or not, but this ring is 19 inches in diameter. It's metal, you already saw that. And I did want to tell you that the rope I used is 5 millimeters thick. I don't know if you can see that. Probably backwards anyway. It's 5 millimeters thick and it is 10 yards long. Who would have thought that this little skinny ring would have taken 10 yards of rope? But it did. Okay, I showed you all the flowers and stems I'll be using. Also, I'm going to use some wire. I'm not even sure what gauge it is. It's not the thinnest, it's not the thickest, but anything will do. And I'm going to use this instead of just gluing my stems to the ring. I'd like to also wire them every once in a while just to give a little extra stability. Got my wire cutters, and I will list everything you need before I upload this. I'll put it at the front of the video so that you can look, and if you want to work along with me, maybe you can go buy your supplies and just do this along with me. And yes, this is an Auburn Tiger shirt. My youngest daughter and her family live in Auburn, and they're excited that their team won the national finals. Of course, I always pull for Kentucky, but they weren't in it, so I pull for Auburn when I can. Let's get started. I told you I would do some gluing and some wiring. I think I'll take this garland and sort of measure out about how much I need. Not really measure, but just sort of estimate how much of this I might need. I think I'll cut it right here. You may want to do yours differently. Let's see. This is about 25 inches. So I want to be sure and cover the part of my, when I first started I wasn't doing a very good job, so I want to cover that part. Let me see, how does this thing want to go? It does have a wire down the middle, so you can manipulate it. And I think that will cover all my bad stuff. You really can't do much. You know, you can't go too wrong just wrapping a rope around a wire, unless you're Connie. Then you can. And I did. I didn't do the best job. So I think I will first glue a little bit. I want to be sure that I get this part hidden. So I take my glue gun. You may not like to use a glue gun, but I think this would be a little hard to dip in a skillet. So we'll just use our glue gun. Bend that a little bit so that it forms in the shape of a circle, since that's what we're working with. And I'll just glue that down. I could, if this weren't so thick, I think I will though cut it in two parts, so that I can push these two parts together a little more. So I have this much. Let me get my glue gun out of the way. Of course, I'll be putting flowers and I can also add some more greenery if I think I need it. I think I'll glue this a little bit. Glue gun, gotta have them. They usually want to fall when I'm using them. I might cut some of that off. This is really easy to cut. It may not have a wire in this part. You know, I don't think it has a wire, so it's just easy to see. This was like this, and that would have been a gap, which would have probably been all right. I could have put a flower there, but I always like to cover things completely, so I will overlap that just a little bit, and I'll glue this. See what I just glued that down. Like I said, I've got more to add, so I don't think the glue will show. I do have a spatula I could use that is silicone, and but really so far I haven't had any trouble with being able to push this down with my fingers. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed lately. I get notices, and I'm so happy, and I really do plan to do more tutorials, because I am planning on forming a tutorial group, which doesn't mean I won't still do free tutorials. I'll still do that, but I'd like to do some group projects and maybe give you a little more detailed look at how I do it, give you some tips and tricks that I use along the way, and let you know more about me and where I am coming from on this. I have been, I did teach school I was in the school system for 32 years, and I am retired. I just put a little ribbon around that section right there. I'll probably snip that off a little more, but see, I just put it around part of the vine here, and then I just wired it on. I think I'll tighten that a little bit. So we'll have 2 layers of solidity. We will have this thing stuck to this hoop. Hopefully it will not come off. I'm going to try to push that around to the front, because I don't want this to hurt a wall or a door, whatever you might decide to hang it on. I think I told you guys that I had 1 garland, but actually it was 2 garlands. Each of them, though, is 6 feet long. So I had bought them half price. So I paid $10 each. So I guess I thought I dropped something. Okay. So I have $10 each in my garland. This is what I'm looking for, because that's a little too open there. I feel like this, if you can see, if this is going to be my top, that's ugly. So I want to put a little more of the greenery up there and try to hide the ugliness. We don't want ugly in our flower. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that and stick it in here the best I can to sort of hide. Oh yeah, that looks much better. And I might even go back and put a wire on that too. I think that would help. I buy my wire in a package. It has, you know, you can buy different amounts. You might have 100 wires in a pack or 25. Just depends on where you buy it. I buy lots of things at Hobby Lobby, and I'm very blessed to have Trees and Trends in my area. I have a Hobby Lobby, Trees and Trends, and a Michael's in my area. It takes me about 20-25 minutes to get there. So if I really need something, as I do 3 or 4 times a week, no, not really. I do need something. It's not always about flowers, but it seems like I go into Paducah is our city. Can you see? I'm just wrapping this. I wrapped the wire around part of the greenery. And I will cut that a little bit and push it around more to the front, because by the time I put the flowers in, you won't see it anyway. And that's a little skimpy right there, I think. So, and the good thing about this is that you could even pull parts of the stems off if you just need a little bit. You can just pull that off. And like I might want to glue something in right here. But I think what I will do is go ahead and start. I might put a stem right here at the end, and then I will wait before I put any more until I get the flowers in. Then I might want to stick some greenery around the flowers. So let me see here. I'll try to put... Now this is the first time I've ever made this. So yeah, if you don't think I'm totally crazy or anything, because I am pretty crazy. Maybe not totally. Let me cut part of this off. Don't want that. So I'm just trying to make this look a little better right here, where it ended. Hopefully, you know, there'll be some flowers and things that will. I think I might go ahead and just, for now, I think I will just put a wire around this. We're having some pretty nice, but sometimes weird weather here in Kentucky. Not as weird as some places, Minneapolis. Oh my gosh. Can't believe they've had a snowstorm in the spring. We get a little crazy here in Kentucky, but not that crazy. So we had a really nice, beautiful, warm day yesterday. Lots of sunshine, 75 degrees. Well then, last night, it got down to 40. So, I had the air conditioning on, and my husband got up this morning, and it was chilly. So he turned, he's in the living room, and he turned on the gas logs. Well, after he went outside to do his thing, he goes outside all the time, or to the garage. I walked in the back of the house, and I thought, golly, the living room was so nice and warm, and it's really cool back here. Well, the air conditioning was on, on our central heat and air. It was on, and we had the logs burning. That was not good. Let's see, which president did that? Was that, I forgot, was that Reagan or a long time ago, one of the presidents. Of course, we're talking about conserving fuel and stuff. So he's being interviewed in the in the room there right by the fireplace. And someone said something about the fireplace going. He said, you know, and it was warm outside. And he said, I like to have the air conditioning on and the fireplace going. I like to be cool. And then he thought, oh my gosh, what did I just say? We're telling people to conserve energy, and I'm in here telling them I got the fireplace on with the air conditioning. That was not a good thing. I'm not sure how he got out of that, but anyway, sounds like something I might say. I would do something crazy like that probably. All right, we'll start with our big flowers. I think I will use 3 of these. I'm just pulling them off because I've already got all kinds of greenery and I can add more if I want to. So I think I'll put 1 down here and maybe 2 up here and I think I'll put, let's see, let's put these up here. I don't know if I should put that up here and this one. Yeah, I think I like this. We'll do 4, maybe do 5. Let me see. I do have 1 more of these, so I'll just see. I mean, I can always add, you know, I can always even put a little more greenery if I want it, but I know she doesn't really want that much covering the wreath. It's just a partial covering of the actual frame. Okay, I think I like that. So, of course, I gotta have something in here. I don't know if she would like this, but oh, I just love this. Is that not beautiful? That was from Hobby Lobby. I might even add a little bit of that in there. And I got my peaches. Oh, aren't they cute? They're darling. Got my peachy colors. Let's see. I should have done this live so you guys could tell me what you think. Here's another one. Nope, I think I like it like this, and I'll do something in here. All right, get the old glue gun. I just pulled it off. Don't think I want to pull any more than that off. I'll put a good amount of glue. You know, do you guys hate the way, I hate the way when I set my glue gun down, it falls over. I don't really have anything. The front, it keeps wanting to come down, so I thought of a solution. I'm going to get some duct tape. We tease because my brother fixes everything with duct tape. But I may have to do that because it will not, it keeps wanting to bend over and, okay, here we go. Oh, and another wreath she also liked was like this, except that it was a grapevine wreath form. I may have already told you that. So I am going to try one of those too. Stick it in there. I'm really trying to give it a good glob of glue. Someone had told me that the Gorilla glue sticks were really good. So I bought some, and I guess they are. I haven't used them that much, but I am using them today. Oops. But, you know, I don't know if that would have anything to do with it or not, but really, it just does not burn me at all. And it's hot enough, and it sticks. Look, I mean, it sticks. Let's see. I don't know if I want another one up there or not. I'm gonna try it without. I like these, and I like these. Not sure if I want the peachy or the pinky. I think I'll go a little bit of that. And I think I might even put a little bit of this on. My next video, I've already made, I guess up here, come down here. Ah, good, comes off. It does have, okay, my next video, I've already made the wreath, and I'm going to make another one in the video. And I used some, now it's a mesh wreath, where this is the, on a wire, and it's got the flowers and greenery. Oh, I love that. Let's see what we can do with this. You see what I have so far? I'll measure and tell you how much of the circumference of the wreath that I'm using. Now, I know she doesn't want it to be too big, so I might not want to put that there. I might like it better in here. Oh, yes, I do like that. I think I do like that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I don't know. I might want a little more of this. Suppose I could put that on later, but oh my goodness, I tell you, this thing never ends. This garland. That is the way to buy flowers or greenery. Get a garland. Because if you catch those on sale, half price, you are getting so much greenery and so many flowers. More than you would probably get if you bought them by the stem, I would say. They can get a little pricey if you buy single stems. I like to buy bushes or picks, something that has maybe more than one flower on it. Because even at $2 a stem, that can get expensive if you put very many in. Like these, now I got these. These were $1.99 at Michael's, but I got it half price. So those were just $1 a piece. And these were, I think also, let me see what they were. No, they were $4 each, so they were $2. But that's really pretty good price. I think I'll add a little more of this. And then I got my pad for my glue gun at the Dollar Tree for $1, and it's silicone. I cannot find any more at the dollar store. I've tried. One of these days they'll probably have some again. I will buy more than one because they're wonderful. I even left my glue gun on accidentally, of course, overnight one time. And when I came down here in my basement craft room, you know, it had dripped out a little bit of glue, but no problem. It does not burn on the silicone. It's very nice. As soon as I realized I had left it on, I was scared. Thought it could have burnt through my table, but nope, it was just fine. You know, I can hardly believe it, but really, I'm almost done. That's hard to believe you could do something that pretty that quickly. I don't know if, see, I like bold and full but I like this too. But see, I tend to go in that bold direction. But I have to remember, this is for a customer, and if she doesn't like that, then I have to do it her way. And I do like it this way. It's just beautiful. You know what I like about working with crafts and maybe doing tutorials? You can say, isn't this beautiful? Oh, I just love it. And nobody really thinks you're bragging. But if you do that with in some other areas, somebody'd say, well, you sure are braggy. But you can do it with crafts, and it's okay. It is a-okay to do that. So, we're not tooting our own horn. We're just, whoops, I thought that was a string of glue. You know, if you do get some strings of glue, just take your hair dryer, or some of you may have a heat gun. I have a heat gun from my old card making days. So you could just take a heat gun. I'm just sticking a few of these single stems that came off the garland. Just thought I'd, you know, I like things to come out a little bit. And so I don't like things to be just flat. So I am, and I know I can't put too much. I just have to put a little. My grandson is in Franklin, Tennessee, playing basketball. He's 13. And the boy lives and breathes basketball, along with his dad and other brothers. One brother is out of school now, but the other one is a junior in high school. So he plays with the team also. Since my other daughter, my younger daughter, lives in Auburn, I said, that's where you ought to go to school. I was telling the middle one, I said, you could try to go to school there. But you know, now that Bruce Pearl has made them so famous with their ball playing, he probably couldn't get in. But he might. He's a really good player. Okay, guys. I'm thinking I'm about done, but I really can't believe it. Ouch. You know, that little stinker there had thorns on it. This has thorns. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's a little white. I think I need to add a little white in there. Don't you guys think so? Now that, the wreath I told you about with all the different colors, it's mesh, and it's got gold and orange and blue and green and all this stuff. It is bright. But if you like that kind of thing, like I do, I think you'll think it's pretty. think that needs a little flower right there. A little on both sides. Okay, I'm beginning to love this. I think I'm gonna have to have one for myself. My daughter, the one in Auburn, she would love this. She's a very good decorator and a very good dresser, but she's very simplistic in her decorating. She doesn't like anything loud or not even too trendish. She likes, is that a word, trendish? Not even too trendy, let's say. Oops. Okay, I can do that one. I think that helped, putting that little white one down there, and I'll have to do a couple more up here. And maybe even this. I'm going to have that up here. And I'll just tell her if there's anything she doesn't like, get a pair of these wire cutters, clip off anything you don't like. It won't hurt. I guess I better do one at a time. Let me get this one. Oops. Almost hit the camera with that. Move it down here, just put it right there. See what I did? Just put that right in there. And then, I think I'll add this. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. How's about it? See, you can hang it so that this is completely on that side where it swoops down a little bit. I have to get the glue. Swoops down. You could even fix one so that it probably make it more symmetrical, so that would be on top, or it could be completely on bottom. You could add a bow. Now, she didn't say anything about a bow. I'm a real bow person, but she didn't say anything about a bow, and I don't think she'll want a bow on this. I think it needs one more, maybe this bigger flower. It's not too big, but I think we'll put this one up there. I know one thing. I learned something that has just been great. Probably should save it for tips and tricks, but it really has nothing to do with flower arranging. I learned that if you move your furniture, and you know how that leaves a big dent in your carpet, your furniture. If you've had furniture sitting there very long. Well, I watched those little 5-minute hacks, and in one of those, I don't know if I'm liking this. In one of those hacks, it said to take an ice cube and just set it in the little indentation, or some may be bigger. You might use a couple of ice cubes. And I have done that on 2 of mine because I moved some furniture. It's wonderful. It just takes the little, you gotta just leave it alone. I always want to touch it, but I didn't. I just left it alone. And I mean, I didn't even touch it all day. And it did a miracle. It just sort of pulled that up. And then, of course, you need to take it and maybe brush it a little bit. And it may not be perfectly flat, but it's just about flat, just like new carpet. So that is a good tip that I'm giving you all. And it was free. Yep, won't charge you a penny for it. Okay, guys, I can't believe I'm done, but I think I am. Please, if you like this at all, give me a thumbs up. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Let me see. Can you see it now? I would probably hang it this way. And if she has a door over the door hanger, just hang it on that. I don't see any reason to even put any kind of hanger on it. I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel, and join me next time as we make another beautiful creation. Have a good day. Bye. In case you're wondering, this is a picture of downtown Auburn after they won the NCAA championship. And my grandkids are in there throwing toilet paper.